All right, guys, we will start this week off with something that the news always gets, like you see articles on it and they really hype it up, and it usually ends up being nothing and nothing and nothing for years and years and years. But that is the news that earlier this week, Disney closed on buying another 235 acres of land just west of their Disney Oaks Trail Golf Course. So 235 acres, they bought it from Lake Reedy LLC for like $6 million bucks. But they are really on a big land grab as of late. You remember back in January, we talked about near Celebration, they bought like 1,600 acres for $11 million. And right before that, they bought 1,000 acres right at the end of 2018 for $23 million. They finally were able to cut a deal on that BK Ranch, that family that held out for so long. And actually, I think the patriarch actually died, and his family or kids or whatever finally sold to Disney. So the first thing that I noticed, well, that you guys probably notice, if you're not nerds like us, like the news things are like, what could they be using it for? Oh my God, could it be a fifth gate? Probably not, if not just yet. I think that we're all in agreement that, Disney plans and thinks in terms of decades. And I would go more like, I believe Orlando Sentinel was saying, maybe even Mickey Views, that this is really just helping push Disney's boundaries and keeping that intimacy to the park, to Magic Kingdom. I think any chance they get to extend their borders and push things, being able to push development away from them that's not their development, I think they're going to do. And we know how large of a circumference that the Disney property has around it, and buying up thousands of acres at a time just helps push that border a little further away. And maybe 50, 100 years from now, who knows what all of this acreage will turn into. We know a lot of it. I believe a lot of it actually has to be like wildlife and water mitigation. A lot of it, as far as their stipulation goes, about as far as what their entity situation is, so much of it has to be like when they do these land deals, so much of it has to stay as actual like wetlands and wildlife. Like for every bit of development they do, so much of it has to be kept preserved. So they're kind of they always have that into account too. And like we said, buying up thousands of acres leads to plenty of opportunities. We haven't, rumors of a fifth gate have been swirling forever, with Disney. So we don't know. There's just, it's a lot of acreage that's been bought up. Like I said, a lot of that prime land, as far as what they were after for years and years with the BK Ranch, is now there. So, we'll just kind of have to keep our eyes on the ground and kind of see. Obviously, Disney is not mentioning anything about any of this land purchase, what it's for. They're not making any comments about it. So that is just the 235 extra acres west of the Magic Kingdom that is now in their pockets. But like I said, we'll keep our ears out, and let me know down in the comments section below if you guys have heard anything or any kind of weird rumors you've come across lately. Next up, we've got the super creepy, one of the fan favorite Halloween Horror Nights is actually extending an extra night for the 2020 date. Now, the reason I think they're doing this, with Halloween, it pretty much after the 31st, November 1st, it ends for me. Like, I love Halloween, but there's just something about November 1st that you kind of flip that switch and you start maybe planning for next year, but Halloween is over. Well, in this case, Universal Studios is actually going to extend it for a day. The reason I think they're doing it is because, remember, very awesomely, Halloween is on a Saturday this year, so the 31st is Saturday. I'm assuming they're extending it to the 1st because the 1st of November actually falls on a Sunday. So they probably want to get that last weekend night in there before everything officially shuts down Monday morning. So anyways, yeah, if for all you Halloween Horror Nights nerds out there, they are extending the event one extra night. All right, guys, with 2020 comes a slew of new attractions opening at Walt Disney World. A lot of construction going on, but a lot of, especially for you Epcot nerds out there, you're going to have to deal with quite a bit of construction. But as the year goes on, a lot of cool stuff is going to be opening up to you guys. A lot of stuff, with 2020 kind of getting it ready for the, one of the biggest seasons that we think that will, in Disney's history will go down. The 2021 season for the 50th anniversary. They're getting a lot of this stuff, trying to get it open in 2020, get it stress tested, get everybody's plans in line, make sure all these attractions are running smooth for the massive amount of crowds that they will be inundated with for the 2021 season, even more so than they have been, particularly with Rise of the Resistance opening here the last couple months, and that has just been absolutely insane for Hollywood Studios numbers. But anyways, yes, starting off with Awesome Planet in Epcot. It's going to be a new film. They announced that it's going to be designed for Epcot, and it will be actually coming to the Harvest Theater at the Land Pavilion. So not too bad. It's the official description says, an on-screen exploration of the realm we call home showcases the spectacular beauty, diversity, and dynamic story of our Earth with all the grandeur guests have come to expect. So that is coming January 17th, 2020. Canada, Far and Wide at Epcot is coming up next. That should be opening also. That is coming January 17th, 2020. Their little press thing says a current Canada Circle Vision attraction closed in August 2019, and it will be replaced by an all-new Circle Vision 360 movie at Epcot's Canada Pavilion. Then also at Epcot, you have a Beauty and the Beast sing-along. That will be happening, opening also January 17th, 2020 in the France Pavilion. So definitely go and check that out. Also, more Epcot news just rolling in. This one is more dated as early 2020. No idea if it's going to be ready in time for the end of January, just early 2020. And that is Space 220. Now, the Space 220 thing, it's referring to the number of miles above Earth the diners will have to travel to get to the new restaurant. You won't be able to see outside. It'll kind of be just like the Star Wars hotel, where all the windows look like you're actually eating above the Earth. So there'll be astronauts and stuff floating by. So really, really cool stuff. Hopefully by maybe February we'll actually be able to check that out. But right now, yeah, they are still targeting early 2020 launch, with rumors suggesting a February grand opening. Mickey Mouse Imagination Meet and Greet is also coming to Epcot, so be sure to check that out. That will be part of the Disney and Pixar Short Film Festival, so that will be a new permanent meet and greet area. So really, really cool. Early 2020 as well. And then, let's see, coming... and then going on to Mickey Shorts Theater at Disney's Hollywood Studios, it will get a permanent room and screening. It's been like the whole, it's really what it's going to go into is the former Sounds Dangerous attraction building. It's been temporarily been used for screening movies and stuff, Star Wars, Path of the Jedi, all that stuff. But it looks like this new show will get a permanent feature. As far as it's being rebranded as the Mickey Shorts Theater, and that's set to open in March 2020. Then we've got an untitled Disney Animation Cirque du Soleil show coming to Disney Springs. Not a whole lot of information about that. We just know that it's taking over the Cirque du Soleil Le Nabwa that closed at the end of 2017, but they did confirm that a new show was being developed for the theater. So it looks like 2020 we will get to check that out. And then coming up last on our list, towards the last end, is the Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. Kind of like going with it's similar to Rise of the Resistance, similar to the Belle's and Beauty and the Beast ride in Tokyo. That's coming. It will be a 3D themed dark ride with the trackness technology. Will essentially shrink guests down to the size of a rat. And that will be, what they're saying on that is opening summer of 2020. So that's what they're shooting for with Ratatouille. Then you've got a Crêperie hybrid restaurant opening up in Epcot, another France Pavilion kind of upgrade. It's a new unnamed hybrid quick table / restaurant that will feature the cuisine of celebrity chef Jérôme Bacquise, the mastermind behind the pavilion's Chef de France Brasier, and its celebration of gourmet cuisine, Monsieur Paul. And the new location will feature a menu inspired by the Brittany region of France. It will have savory crepes called galettes and sweet crepes. So yeah, look out for that. Summer of 2020. Going back to Epcot again is Wondrous China. It's a brand new Wondrous China film, think of like digital 360 format. It'll have new scenes, music, locations. And it will actually be in the it's going to be in the current Circle Vision Theater that's being refurbished, and they don't really have a date. It just right now the press release just says to be announced 2020, so look out for that too. Another head scratcher coming up that is you think that would have kind of left a lot of people wondering when the land really opened why it didn't have this, but Toy Story Land Roundup Rodeo Barbecue is opening. It's another 2BA 2020, and it looks like it is we will not have the absence of a restaurant besides Woody's Lunchbox anymore. It looks like they are going to be introducing, that brand new table service restaurant in the land. And so I don't know. There's a lot of people that are still kind of holding out for a Pizza Planet restaurant. We don't think that will be the case. Instead, it's going to resemble, like we said, a rodeo type play area. It'll have the cardboard boxes cut and taped together. It'll also feature multiple dining rooms and plenty of familiar toy characters that have been brought together to create fun, colorful mashup atmosphere that only a child could create. Then last on our list, opening in TBA 2020, Harmonious at Epcot. And that will basically remember that Epcot Forever will run most of 2020, but late next year, the new permanent nighttime spectacular Harmonious will be opening at Epcot. All right, guys, and last on our list today is Dollywood, opening up a new 300-room hotel and resort. Dollywood hasn't actually revealed anything official yet, but it is. We can see the plans that have been announced for the new resort. It says it's going to have a 325-seat restaurant, conference space. The proposed resort is actually off McCarter Drive between McCarter and JL Road. It's basically going to be situated between Dollywood Splash Country Water Park. If you guys don't know, I have a couple videos. We'll link a card up above. For Dollywood Splash Country. Yes, it does have a water park, and it's going to sit between the existing Dreammore Resort. That is Dollywood's first resort that's actually right there on property. So Dollywood, they are definitely going the Disney route here with popping up all these new resorts and stuff. They've got shuttles and stuff that take you back and forth. So it is definitely it is definitely turning into a pretty interesting area, especially with these resorts popping up. And what we do know too is that, like we said, it's going to at least include 310 rooms. And also what they're talking about is a lot of speculation is it's going to be almost like a wilderness lodge type resort. A lot of people are thinking Dreammore went with more of the country home, farmhouse type setting. A lot of people are thinking this is going to be more maybe geared towards the log cabin type setting, which I think could be really neat if they go like that Disney Wilderness Lodge type vibe with it. But yeah, all we know right now is it's titled as DW Future Development. We've got a couple pictures of site plans and stuff, but no real concept art, because all of this stuff basically just come from the Pitch and Forge Planning Commission's website. So that's kind of what we're rolling off out of. There's no concept art from Dollywood, nothing like that. So all we have are the initial plans that they are bringing a new resort to Dollywood. So anyways, guys, with that, I will wrap up this week's theme park news. I hope we caught up with a bunch of it for you. Let me know if you have any questions down below, and we'll kind of dive in and research it for you. Or if you've heard of anything that we've skipped over. We'll try to expand this reach out as kind of like we move on. I know I want to hit up some of the bigger parks around you guys, like we'll do us a Busch Gardens update. Remember, I'm based in Tennessee, so Dollywood is the closest in person I can get to, relatively quickly. Everything else kind of has to wait for vacations or at the mercy of websites and YouTube and all that, of kind of what I can see and research with the help of you guys. So anyways, yeah, I'm S. Stan Wolf. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out with me with this theme park review, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Thank you. See ya.